Hey guys, I'm Sifu Rob from Breakthrough Martial Arts. Welcome to this online Wing Chun introductory class. Now, remember, this is meant to be an interactive online class, so don't just sit there on the couch and watch this class, right? Put on some shoes, barefoot, whatever is comfortable for you, some jogging pants, jump in, follow along, do your best. And what we're going to do today is just some very basics. And the idea behind this class is that you can follow along with me right now, and then you can feel comfortable either coming in, whether you're coming in person to a class here to jump in and see what you think, or whether you're going to keep training online with us through our online community page. It's up to you, but either way, we're going to just cover some very basics today. Now, I'm sure if you YouTube Wing Chun at all, you're going to find a million different variations and different lineages and different ways of doing things and stuff like that. And we're not gonna debate too much on who does what way. We're just gonna do it the way that we do it, and you're welcome to follow along as best you can. Okay, so let's get started. Let's do this like a real class. We're gonna start off with a bow, feet together, right palm, left fist, put the two together, and bow it in. Awesome. Okay, hey, let's do a very quick joint warm up. We'll start with our neck. Neck rolls down in front. Side to side. Good. Left to right. Excellent. Ear to the shoulder. And up and down. Good. Shoulder rolls. Big circles. Forward. Excellent. And arm swings across the front. All right, switch that hand on top every time. Really reach across with that top hand. Get those shoulders warmed up, your chest. Excellent. All right, diagonals, one high, one low. Switch sides every time. Good. Just follow along as best you can. And remember, the nice thing about a video class is at any time you can pause it, you can go back, you can replay it a few times. It's up to you. Whatever you need to do to make sure you got it down, you're comfortable for the rest of your Wing Chun journey. Excellent. Okay, feet about shoulder width apart, hip rotations. Good. Other way. We're going to throw a couple of very light kicks today, so warm up those hips. Feet together, knees toward them back. And that being said, it's a good idea wear your footwear or lack of footwear appropriate to whatever you're training on. Circles. If you're on a hardwood floor, maybe barefoot or shoes would be the best option. Don't train in socks because you might wipe out. Other way. Do your best. Good. Down and out. Other way. Excellent. And pick a side, ankle and wrist rotations. Other way. Good. Try to get the full rotation of the joint. Big circles. Other side. Other way. Excellent. All right, check it out a little bit. Okay, we're going to get started. The first thing we're going to do is starting with the Wing Chun neutral stance. Now, the neutral stance, it's not so much of a combative or an application stance. It's more of a training stance so we can understand our proper stance width, our hip position, our knee position, and our feet. And we're going to learn about our center line. So, neutral stance, we're going to start with our feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Remember, the idea here is that we're wide enough that we're stable, but we're not so wide that we're immobile, right? So we still want to be able to move. If you were to all of a sudden pick up one foot and try to move one way, and it's awkward, maybe your feet are a little too wide. And on the other hand, if your feet are too close and somebody comes along and gives you a shove, if you feel off balance, your feet are too close, right? So find that happy medium, usually a little wider than shoulder width apart. Now here's the tricky part. We want our toes pointing straight forward. Okay, and here's why. We don't want our toes out where our knees are going to be pointing out, kind of more like a traditional, like a horse stance, which we're going to do in class as a way of strengthening our legs. But right now, we want our toes forward like we're on skis, right? Toes forward, our knees are going to have a slight induction, and we're going to do a very slight pelvic tilt, almost like you're trying to sit down in a chair. Think about it like we're really trying to root and grip to the ground right in the middle. Excellent. So from this position, we'll start off with our right hand in front. We're going to go to a right neutral stance. That means, and by the way, I'm mirroring you. So for today, this is my right, this is my left, just to make it a little bit easier to follow along. Our right hand is out in front, fingers pulled back. okay, together, and we're pushing forward with this bottom part of our hand. This is our guard position. This is called Wu Sao. Wu Sao means guard hand in Chinese, right? So, feet in neutral position, right hand's in front, left hand's in behind. Okay, one in front, one in behind, not out straight, just a very slight elbow bend. This is our basic guard position, right? So this is right neutral, and when we switch, left neutral, we just switch one hand right on top of the other. Good, right, left. Excellent, right neutral, left neutral. So often in Wing Chun, if we're talking a combative or an application kind of a position, we're going to start with our feet on the same line, right? The idea here is that we have better lateral motion, right? So in the beginning of step one of that confrontation, whatever that might be, we want to be able to move sideways well to get out of the way of the attack, move off of this oncoming line, and then when we're going on the offense, then we might have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, being able to move forward and back a little bit better, right? So, just like if you watch tennis, they stand with their feet side by side, so this way you can move this way and this way a little quicker, right? So, neutral stance, right neutral, our right hand's in front. Excellent. Left neutral, left hand in front. And remember, we want our hands stretched out, at least that lead hand, nice and far, not back here. The idea is that we're cutting off the angle of the attacker, making it a little bit harder to get to our head, right? Again, I like to use the analogy of, you know, a goalie in hockey or soccer or whatever. Rather than standing back in your net, having this big target, you're standing way out here, making it a lot harder for that offensive player to get around you, right? Our hand in this case is the goalie. Here's the goal. We want to protect that goal. We're going to cut off the angle, stick this right in the attacker's face. That way, they got to try to awkwardly get around that hand before they can get to here, right? That's the idea. So, feet out wide again. Right hand's in front. Good. We're just going to practice that switch. One right over top of the other. Left neutral, right neutral. Left neutral, right neutral. Excellent. Now the Wing Chun punch works the exact same way. All we're going to do is we're going to make a fist. Remember, thumbs on the outside, and we're going to drop one hand down. The other hand comes right over top. One hand down, right over top. Notice we're punching with a vertical fist. That means up and down this way, as opposed to the more common horizontal fist. Right? Reason being is our joints just line up a little stronger this way. Not that you can't get a lot of power and momentum by doing a regular kind of a jab or a cross or this style of a punch, but the idea behind the Wing Chun system is that you don't need big gloves, you don't need to be big and strong. We want to protect our joints as much as we can so that way if you did have to punch, it's just less likely that you're going to hurt yourself, less likely that you're going to get an injury. Okay, and you can test this out on your own by simply going down like doing a push-up on your knuckles. If you turn your hands this way, you'll notice your elbows flaring out, right? Whereas if you turn your hands this way, you're going to notice that elbow behind the wrist, which is just going to support your body weight a little better, right? Which in turn, right, that translates to the structure behind your punch, right? So that's the idea. One hand down, other hand right over top. One hand down, other hand right over top. This is our basic Wing Chun punch. Often in class you'll talk about, or you'll hear us talk about a 5-punch follow-up. That just means punching like this 5 times. One right over top of the other. Good, very good. Let's just pick it up nice and smooth. One over top of the other. Right? And remember, we're punching on our center line. You're going to hear a lot of talk about our center line. Center line is just imagine a straight line right in front of you where you can reach with both hands. That's the idea. Okay, on our center line, straight in front of us, this is where we're most comfortable. As human beings, if you're making a sandwich, we do a lot of things here. We don't do a lot of things like this. Obviously, to one side has its advantages, right? This hand is very dominant. We can get a little bit more reach, but now this hand is a little bit not as useful, right? So a lot of the times we're going to be talking about our center line. This is where we're strongest, and this is where we're most comfortable with both hands. All right, so we're going to practice this punch. Let's put our right fist in front, left fist in behind. We're just going to practice this punch. We're going to do 5 punches, just like we do a lot of times in class with a 5-punch follow-up. Same idea. So our right hand's in front. I'm going to count. As we count, we'll start with our right hand. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just reload it a little bit so our right hand's ready to go again. Okay, ready? Do your best. Here we go. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 2, 3. Nice. 4, 5. Excellent. Switch. Other hand's in front. Remember, as we're doing this punch, we don't want to punch side by side. We want to punch over top. And that'll make a little bit more sense when you're in and you're practicing with a partner. We're trapping the opponent's hands at the same time. So, left hand first. Here we go. Yep. Yi. Nice. Some. Say. Very good, very good. Shake it out. Okay, so we talked about neutral position, where our feet are on the same line, more of a defensive type stance. Now we're going to move to more of an offensive type stance, a forward stance. So let's put our right foot forward, left foot back. Now if you notice, we're still in neutral, right? We're just 45 facing this way. So again, we want our toes pointing the same direction, knees inducted, very slight pelvic tilt, 50-50 weight. Okay, but this time we're just turning and we're facing this way. Okay, so this is a right foot forward stance. Now our right foot's in front, that means our right hand's in front. Okay, same guard position as before. What we're going to do is we're going to work on that punch, but this time we're just going to add a little bit of footwork. Right, so on the count now, we're going to step forward, step towards me, 5 punches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then step back. Okay, and you'll notice as we step up, we move our lead foot first. As we step back, we move our rear foot first. So that way we always have a nice wide, stable stance. We're never getting caught like this. Okay, so right foot in front, right hand up. Remember, on the count, our right hand's going to start. Do your best. 1. Good, and then step back, re-guard. 2. Very good. 3. 4. Good. 5. Fantastic. Switch your stance. Left foot's in front. Remember, toes pointing this way. This lead foot turned in is very important. Fight the urge to do this. We want to keep it closed off. That's protecting our groin, protecting our center, and when this hip's in front of this hip, we get a little more strength in our structure and our punch, right? So, left hand in front. Same idea. On the count, step up. 5 punches, and then step back. Here we go. And remember, we want to try to keep 50-50 weight. So as we step forward, try not to lean. If both feet are flat, that's a good sign that you're 50-50 weight. If we're turned and we're leaning on one foot, then we just have less options, right? We can't move, we can't step, we can't kick with this leg. 50-50 weight, we can do anything with either leg, right? Okay, here we go. Left hand's in front, 5 punches per count. Yep. Nice and light. Yi. Good. Some. Hands up. Say. We're training that good habit. Well done. Nicely done. Shake it out. Okay, next skill we're going to practice is a basic front kick. Now, a front kick, if you've done any other training in Taekwondo, karate, whatever, a front kick is pretty much a front kick no matter where you go. So let's start off. Basic skill. We're going to start again in the neutral position, feet on the same line. We're going to train here first, then we're going to put it into application. Right hand's in front, right neutral stance. Okay, both hands up, right hand in front. We're going to practice a right leg front kick. All we're going to do is we're going to shift our weight onto our left leg. Our knee comes up, kick out with the bottom of your foot, and then put it back down with balance. Okay, remember, front kick basically has 3 positions. Knee, kick, knee, and then down. Okay, we don't want to lift our leg up straight where the kick is kind of going, the force is going this way. We want to lift our knee up and kick the force out this way. We rechamber the kick, meaning we come back to here first, rather than kicking and stepping down, falling forward with no balance, no control into that oncoming punch or attack or whatever, right? So, neutral position, right hand in front. Right leg is going to kick, and then back to your stance. And remember, toes up. Again, you're kicking forward. Imagine with the bottom of your foot, not with your toes. Later on, if you were taking a pad, if you were in class, you were taking the bag, self-defense, if you had to kick somebody, I hope not, you don't want to kick with your toes. We're using the bottom of your foot, right? Okay, right hand's up. Here we go. 1 kick per count. And again, we haven't stretched. We haven't really warmed up too much. Keep it light. No kicks way up here just yet. Okay, here we go. Yep. Nice. Back to neutral. Yi. Remember, knee up first. Some. Good. Breathe. Say. Try to keep your hands up while you kick. Good. Switch sides. left neutral stance, left leg front kick. Remember, knee first, okay, lift your knee first, don't swing it straight up. Okay, hands up, try to keep your hands up while you kick. This is doing a couple things. One, obviously we're protecting ourselves, we don't want our hands or we don't want to be wide open. Two, it's going to help disguise that kick. Again, if you imagine that wusao, that guard hand right in the opponent's face, it's hard to see that kick coming up out of nowhere, right? So, here we go. Left leg kick. Yep. Nice. Yi. Guard up. Some. Don't telegraph by dropping your hands. Say. Good. Well done. Okay, all we're going to do now is we're going to finish up by adding the kick to the punches. Or sorry, not quite finish up yet, but we're going to put those two things together. So, back in neutral. Left, or sorry, let's go to right neutral stance, right hands in front. Hey, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to slip up. I'm not editing this. This is a common raw cut class. Just like if you were in class training with us, or you're over there in Kitchener, Ontario, training with Sihing Justin and Sihing Dele and those guys. Okay, this is just a real normal class. Follow along as best you can. Okay, so we're back in neutral. Right hands in front, right neutral stance. We're going to do our right leg front kick. After that, we got to step down with control into that forward stance for 5 punches. Okay, do your best. Follow along as best you can. You got 5 times to get it right. Here we go. Yep, front kick, forward, follow up. Good, we're going from kicking range to punching range. Yi. Good, and just breathe. Some. Excellent. Say. Last one. Very good. Other side now. Neutral. Left hands in front. Left leg front kick. Step forward. Again, with balance, with control. Follow up. 5 punches. Do your best. Here we go. Yup. Excellent. Yi. Some. Say. Good. One more. Make it good. Awesome. Well done, you guys. Okay. We're going to talk about a couple of different hand movements, a couple of different positions, a couple of blocks first, and then we're going to try to put everything together into an application defending that big round, that haymaker, kind of a sucker punch, round punch defense. So, back in neutral, back in our training stance. Okay, let's go to our right hand up again. Our left hand, we're just going to leave it down or put it behind your back because we're just going to focus on that right side right now. Now, we already talked about this position. This is called our wusao, or guard hand. It's in our center. The idea here again, if our hand is close or too far back, there's more of an opening here. I'm stretching it out almost all the way, just bent enough that we can still be on the offense. Okay, not overextended and not too far back. Slight elbow bent, fingers pulled back, wusao position, guard hand. Okay, the first block we're going to talk about is called paksao. Paksao means slapping block or palm block. Okay, so with our right hand, all we're going to do is we're going to push it over so it's just in line with our left shoulder. Okay, careful not to overextend. Okay, right in line with the shoulder, and then back to the center. Wusao. Paksao. Back to the center. Good. Wusao. Paksao. Palm block. Back to the center. Good. Do it with me. Wusao. Paksao. Remember, while we're here, we don't want to try to wind it up, right? In Wing Chun, we're relying on the structure behind our block, our elbow in the position, our feet, our hips, to get power. We're relying on the structure for the support behind the block as opposed to momentum, as opposed to strength, just strength on its own, right? So from here, straight across. Good. The second position we're going to do is called bilsao. Bilsao means shooting hand or deflecting hand. Okay, so from here, our right hand is going to turn over, and it's going to be just in line with that opposite shoulder, your right shoulder. Fingers together still, turned in this way, thumb tucked in. We're blocking now with the blade of our hand, shooting out this way. By the way, bilsao could be used offensively too if you were hitting like a chopping kind of a motion this way, if you didn't feel comfortable to punch. Okay, so again, Pak Sao on this side, back to the center, Bil Sao. Good. Back to the center. Pak Sao, Bil Sao. Well done. Pak Sao, palm block, Bil Sao. Good. And notice every time we're coming right back to the center. And that's very important because we don't want to be caught out here, out here, out here, out here, and then we're open here, right? We're always protecting ourselves. We're always protecting ourselves on the center. Pak Sao, Bil Sao. Excellent. And notice again, one of the main Wing Chun concepts is economy of motion, meaning doing the least amount of work as possible. We're not moving and winding up to block. We're moving from here, shortest distance possible, to roll it over to this block, and then back to the center. Shortest distance possible, the littlest amount of work to get over to here. Excellent. Let's do the other side. Left hand on our center. Okay, this is Wu Sao, guard position. Elbow tucked in, fingers back. Pak Sao, pushing across to the opposite shoulder. Remember, doing the least amount of work as possible. We're economizing our motion. We're not overextending. Out here, it's kind of useless. Again, if we're thinking about application, nobody's punching over there, right? We want to go right in front of the shoulder, protecting ourselves against that punch trying to come around the guard. Okay, back to the center. Bil Sao on the opposite side. And again, don't do more work than we need to. We're just, if you're looking in a mirror, by the way, a mirror is a great place to practice Wing Chun because then you can see exactly what you're doing. Just in front of our shoulder, a little bit higher, fingers turned in, blocking with this edge. Back to the center. Pak Sao on this side. Wu Sao, Bil Sao. Wu Sao. Excellent. Pak Sao. Back to the center. Bil Sao. You know, a lot of people when they first start training with us, they find one of the hardest things is just learning all the terminology, all those Chinese names, right? So break it down slow. Bil Sao, shooting out hand, shooting or deflecting hand. Pak Sao, slapping palm block. Bil Sao, Pak Sao. Excellent. Bil Sao, Pak Sao. Good. Well done, everybody. You know, by the way, if you have somebody that you're practicing this with at home, now's a good time. You know, you can pause it. You can try these blocks a little bit. Have your partner throw some simple, easy round punches at you, trying to punch around your hand. And all we're doing is moving as little as possible to block, right? If it comes on this side, using your Pak Sao. If it comes on that side, using your Bil Sao. This is a great drill. We do this all the time in class. Again, from home, I know it's a little bit trickier, especially if you're by yourself, but follow along with me. Okay, now what we're going to do, last thing, and we're going to finish up, we're going to put it all together into a round punch defense and application. So, what we're going to try to visualize, again, if you don't have a partner there with you today, what we're going to try to imagine is that attacker coming in with that haymaker, that hooking kind of a round punch, right? Notice your guard is up in their face, okay? So number one, we're already trying to kind of cut off options for the attacker. It's hard for them to come straight in because the hands are in their face. We're trying to come around now and try to hook around and catch you over here. Okay, so let's start off in a left neutral stance. Again, feet side by side, left hand is out, other hand's in behind. Now we're doing an application, so we always have two hands up. In Wing Chun, we always have backups built in, some fail-safes, some insurance. Okay, if this block misses, my other hand is there just in case. If that hand missed, I'm going to use some footwork so I'm in a better position. Okay, so we're not relying on our super awesome solid block. We're relying on that plus all these backup plans just in case, right? I can't tell you how many times in class somebody threw a really good punch and I misread it and I go, oh man, I'm good thing I used my feet because that punch would have nailed me, right? And you get the idea. Backups, right? That's what Wing Chun's all about. So, left neutral position. Okay, you guys have your hands up this way. Now imagine that attacker is throwing this hand round punch. They're trying to come around your guard this way. So, from here, we're going to use just a little bit of footwork. We're going to take that right foot and take a very small step back. Okay, very small. Only like the width of your foot. Okay, very small step. Again, if you imagine that punch coming in, we're just moving out of range so that if we miss it, if we misread it, if our block fails, we're not staying here right there and relying on it and then it comes through. So very small step back. Notice as we do that, we're turning our body to face, and here's our Paxal, our palm block. From here, our left hand blocked, our left leg is closest to the attacker, our left leg's going to kick, and then our left foot's forward for that follow-up. We want to go on the offense as quickly as we can, right? If we're, again, thinking about a real-life self-defense situation, I hope nobody here ever has to deal with that kind of a thing, but we don't want to sit there and just block, right? Wing Chun isn't about tag, it's not about points, okay? It's about one block if we need to. We're kicking as hard as we can, and then we're getting in, and we're punching like crazy, and hopefully de-escalating that situation so we can get out of there, right? It's not about blocking and trying to get a point and then moving around. It's about blocking, kicking in the groin, and then punching as hard as we can, even if we can't see what's going on, just punching and getting out of there, right? This isn't about scoring a submission. This isn't about winning a match. This is about self-defense and getting out of there, getting to your car, getting help, whatever the situation, right? So, again, follow along with me nice and slow. Left hand up, left guard position, left neutral stance. Small step back with our right foot. Left hand, Paxal. Careful not to overextend it. Still in line with that shoulder. Okay, left leg front kick, left foot forward, follow up 5 punches. Very good. Okay, let's do it one more time and then we're going to do it to a count. Rep it out a little bit, practice, okay? Small step back, Paxal, palm block. Blocking that punch, coming in like this, okay? Left leg kick, left foot forward, follow up. Excellent. You know, the one nice thing about training like this, solo, no partner, no attacker, is that you really get to zone in on those little details. How's my footwork? Am I taking too small of a step, too big of a step? How's my hands? Everything in the right spot? You can go slow, work on all those details, get it down really well, even before you have a partner throwing attacks at you, and you can feel comfortable going into a class, or again, training with us at a quicker pace with our regular weekly online classes. Okay, you get the idea. So, here we go. Small step back, Paxal. Left leg front kick, left foot forward with balance, follow up. Let's do it on the count. Do your best. Here we go. 1. Doesn't have to be fast. 2. Good. 3. 4. 1 more. 5. Excellent. Okay, let's try the other side. Neutral again. Right hand's in front now. Left hand's back. Right neutral stance. Small step back with our left foot now. Again, we're only talking the width of your foot. If we imagine, again, use your imagination, if I take too far of a step back, 1, I'm doing more work than I need to, and Wing Chun is the lazy man's martial art. I don't want to do more work than I have to. 1, I'm doing too much work. 2, now I might not be able to counterattack, right? And if I'm just thinking defense, 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 it's only a matter of time until I get hit, right? I want to block 1 or 2, hopefully not even 2, and I want to counterattack, I want to get in, I want to finish it off, I want to get out of there, right? That's the underlying principles of Wing Chun. So, we're here, right hand's in front. Small step back with our left, small step, Paxal, palm block. Remember, we're blocking that punch, trying to come around this way this time. Paxal, right leg, front kick, because that's the one that's closest. Right foot forward, follow up, 5 punches. Excellent, let's do it on the count. Do your best. 1. Remember, get in the habit of breathing. Little exhale every time you punch or kick. 2. Doesn't have to be fast right now, nice and light. 3. Good. 4. Last one. 5. Awesome work, you guys. Nicely done. I hope you guys enjoyed this intro class. By the way, what we just covered in a lot of detail was the round punch defense. If you're a regular member with us already, or you've just become an online member, if you're looking at those curriculum sheets, this is under your Wing Chun level 1, this is round punch defense, okay? You already know it. If you have any questions, You know what to do. If you're out there in Ontario, you can reach out to Breakthrough Martial Arts Kitchener. If you're over here in BC, you can reach out to us, Breakthrough Martial Arts Vernon. I hope you guys had a ton of fun. Thanks for training with me. If you have any questions, put it in the comments, send us an email, give us a call. You guys did great. Hey, let's finish off with a bow again. Feet together, right palm, left fist. Excellent. Good class. See you next time.